to that later.
No, I mean, where I want to start today is obviously with what's going down in Major League Baseball and the San Francisco Giants, a team that right now is looking like, over the weekend, they're doing exactly what we expected them to do, and that is sell, sell, sell.
Yeah, and Arraez, as professional as he was, Evan, and I was excited, we all were, when he was coming in. It didn't even last a year, but I was thinking over the weekend, man, could Buster go all Monday and not do a damn thing? And my answer was hell no. And he got what? Ramon Marquez, if I'm pronouncing that, Marquez, a fourth top pitchers prospect for the Phillies. We'll take that. And they got a reliever, Marty Gare. So you got something for Arraez. Who's to know if it's over? Robbie Ray, you were talking about Robbie Ray and maybe even Ramos. But, man, this has been a season from hell for the Giants. And Arraez didn't even make it a year. But I do like the fact that this was their fourth top prospect in the Phillies organization. And we'll see if he can get in the rotation. If not this year, Evan, next year.
Today is Judgment Day.
Wow, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep. Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Today is Judgment Day for the San Francisco Giants. Their decisions over the last year and a half, mainly from Buster Posey, they've led them to this moment, Goo. So I was down in San Diego this weekend.
Yes, sir.
And had a chance to check out Petco, watch the Giants game on Saturday. Beautiful crowd, electric, 50,000.
The gas lamp, did you experience the gas lamp?
Oh, we did. It's cheap margaritas. It's a great spot.
Oh, my God.
But I'm watching these two teams, and the Padres, to me, aren't really going anywhere. They might buy at the deadline.
They're 58 and 54, one game back of the wild card. They're there.
They're there, but they're not really there. I mean, look.
They traded. They bought.
The Padres are not doing much. But what they are doing is they're relevant. They're relevant to people around the area. And to me, it's like talking to a couple of them. The one thing that just hit me more than anything else is I'm watching these two teams. And the Padres, while I don't believe are going to be making action in the postseason, they at least have an understanding that every year they're going to go for it.
Man.
And the thing about the Giants that's been frustrating the last few deadlines, not just with Posey, but with Farhan, Kapler, Melvin, it doesn't really feel like they know where they're going. And I think that changes today. And it already has, because they've already moved off two guys. I think Ray's coming up next. I think there are guys that they might be able to get off of in terms of big contracts. I think the Giants are finally picking a direction, and they're finally starting to move in a direction, that the fans can get behind.
See, now, welcome back, E. I don't want to spar early and fight you, but, I mean, this is the byproduct of everything going wrong. A team, obviously, that I thought was better than it's played this season, but I don't feel, if I'm a Giant fan, any better about the direction. It was almost, Ray Charles and Helen Keller could see that you needed to sell. The million-dollar question is, why was this team this bad? Why are they 17 over a season high, under? So, again, I don't even know if Tony Vitello wants to be here next year. And I'm not trying to hit the Giants below the knees, but to me, all kind of real stuff can pop off not only after the deadline, but this offseason. So my question to you, Evan, is just because you got off of Arraez and Molly, another guy you brought in this past offseason, you feel like now they got a direction? I don't know who the Giants are. And again, the million-dollar question is, how do you prevent this from happening next season?
Well, you're 47 and 65.
Oh, 18. Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah, no, and you're going to get a lot worse because they're going to lose some of their players. But, no story in the recent weeks has been positive for the Giants.
Now, I'm with you.
It may sound harsh, but you can make the case that today is going to be Buster Posey's best day as president of baseball operations thus far for the San Francisco Giants. And I'm not trying to be coy about this. What I'm saying is Buster Posey has made a lot of moves that have put them in this position where they finally have to sell. We talked about it on Friday. The bill comes due. Today is the bill. And so you got to go get some guys that at the very least you can look at down the line and try and build something around, because Devers didn't work out. Adames isn't working out.
Can I ask you
Chapman's
why they didn't work out, E? Like,
why?
I can't get past.
Because they're not helping you.
But there's a penalty or a cost to that. They have to look within. I almost want to say forget the deadline, E, and we need to find out how that can happen again. I expect Adames, Devers, and Chapman, to that matter, to be back next year. So how do the Giants and where do they go and look at or blame as to how this can't repeat itself?
Well, it can, but the difference is next year, if they begin to strip this thing down, you're not going to go into the year expecting them to win 90 games. And that, to me, has been a little bit of hubris we've seen from this team, that you can just all of a sudden turn it around, that it doesn't take time.
Wow.
And we've seen, look, the Giants haven't made a postseason series, what 10 years? Outside of 2021, but they haven't won a series?
Yeah, since 14.
That's, unfortunately, people keep trying to skip steps to get back to what they thought the Giants could be.
But as frustrated as Giant fans are, and I'm mad at Buster Posey, I can't get mad at the acquisition of Adames and Devers. That was heavy. That was big, heavy D and the boys. So, again, it didn't work. But if they're coming back again next year, I can't sit here and say and tell me if I'm, misconstruing what you're putting down. Just because you lost Arraez, Molly, and Hayes, Evan, you're going to call me crazy. Steiny gets back tomorrow. I'm still lightweight looking at this team like, on paper, you still got some dudes, and maybe that firecracker will finally go off and not fizzle out.
Well, do you think the Giants are not very far away?
I can make some cases offensively. They're not as bad as a team that's 18 under. So, again, I guess I'm going Bob. I use that on our guy, Devon. Thanks for filling in for you. We had fun, Evan. So maybe there is some hope. Again, I'm not up here fronting like I know why they're this bad. So Arraez is gone, okay, but you still got that heart of the lineup that underachieved, or the team underachieved offensively. So I still got questions, I guess, that I want answered, and maybe I won't get those answers, E.
No, and look, they're going to try and figure this thing out. What I'm saying is today is finally an opportunity for the Giants to get back to being what they were, which is a team and an organization that prioritized pitching, that prioritized defense, playing sound baseball, and not trying to, again, just go out and play the way the Dodgers play, which is by buying guys, which is by selling prospects, and which is why they are a titan. You cannot beat the Dodgers at their game. And I think
good God.
The problem, at least that I've seen the last year and a half, is that the Giants have been trying to play baseball with the big boys, with the big buyers. And that's never how they've been successful as a franchise. Sure, they've spent some wise money. They've spent big dollars. But going out, money is not going to solve your problems. And that's why I'm excited today, because at about 3 o'clock, we're going to continue to learn what the Giants can do to build this thing the correct way, to not just go out and spend on players that are overpaid, that are overpriced, and that are going to age out before our very eyes.
Okay, but real quick, how do you maximize if what you're saying, Evan, if they traded Devers and Adames was gone, I would feel like, man, they gutted their soul and who they were supposed to be. But then if those 3 guys, Chapman, Adames, and Devers, are still here going into next season, how do you maximize what you have? That's the $1 million question. And if it's not Vitello's fault, he's some of the blame, and Buster, those are the real questions, the real rats on the table, brought to you by Echo Pest Control. How do we maximize these high-priced guys, and how do we get better with these guys? How do we get the best out of them?
You get better by getting younger, and that's what the Giants are going to try and do today. Again, the MLB trade deadline is at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard.